was established as a seed capital. The collection of 342,378,883 was not included or reported in the amount of revenue reported in other receipts. Hence, the total revenue collected and receipted in the financial year 2021-2022 amounted to Kenya shillings 948,313,629, indicating a shortfall from the budget of only Kenya shillings 51,686,371, which was 5.2%. In the previous financial year 2020-21, the county government of Nyeri had collected local revenue amounting to 886,948.30, which compared to the current period revenue collected of Kenya shillings 948,313,629 shows a percentage increase of 6.92. So during the year under review, the county government of Nyeri, under its economic stimulus program for post-COVID-19 recovery, had granted various waivers that included one, a 50% waiver for all bar owners. There was a cess waiver across the county. We also gave 100% waiver on interest sum outstanding for all land rates and 50% waiver of the single business permit principal amount for private schools. This led to the drop in revenues collected in the year 2021-2022. I submit, Chair.
Auditor General, what's your response on that?
Thank you, Chair. We have looked at the documents and the issue is addressed.
Now, when you say the issue is addressed, are you also looking at the on-source revenue potential of Nyeri? Because it's not just a matter of accounting. Governor, Homa Bay County, I do not think has the same productive base as Nyeri, and yet we are able to report more than R1 billion shillings as on-source revenue. If I look at the wealth in Nyeri, you should be able to perform beyond 1 billion Kenya shillings, even if you exclude the hospitals. So are we within the potential? Because in 2022-2023, you collected 610 million without the hospital fees. Is that the real potential?
Chair, I would want to report here that there is one revenue stream that we have not been able to collect, and that is land rates. We have a big challenge because we did do a new valuation roll, which encountered headwinds. We have been taken to court, and so we have not, over the last 3-4 years, been able to collect any substantial land rates, some of which are owed by national government, plus, of course, now with some of the members, dissatisfied members, having gone to court, that has become a big challenge. However, we did set up a valuation court which has dealt with those matters, and further to that, in this current finance bill, we have reduced the rating, the rating from, I think, 0.7 to 0.1, 0.2 to 0.3. just as a way of attracting payment of. So I would admit that this is not our potential, but in the circumstances, we would not have been able to do any better because we were not collecting rates. And we could not enforce because there were court cases, but so far they have all been dealt with. We are not expecting any other, and we are awaiting the approval of the finance bill to just progress.
What are your governance arrangements for revenue collection? We have seen some counties establish county revenue boards with an entire organization structure. And secondly, what is a systems environment? Which are you automated, fully automated?
We are
one
automated.
System or several systems?
We are automated. We have, we have the main system, but we have still our hospitals operating on different systems, but we are fully automated. There is no cash collection in Nyeri.
Who's a service provider for your revenue collection?
We have bought our own system. It's our own system called Nyeri Pay.
Is it developed by the county, or it's one that was developed by the Ministry of ICT?
I think it was, maybe you could explain.
Through the governor, chair, this was a system that was developed in conjunction with some consultants whom we gave a contract, working together with ICT and revenue officers within the county government. So that is what we have been operating with. And effective June this year now, it has been transferred now from fully now to the county government of Nyeri. We are just on the final stage of having it now to be fully owned by the county government.
And have you automated all the revenue streams?
Not all of them. There was a delay in terms of, like now we had some challenges in terms of the cess collection points, where the CCTV cameras were stolen or vandalized. And that affected the completion of some of the modules that are within the system. But we are hoping that now that the system is in our hands and we have strengthened the ICT unit, we should be able now to drive the whole process.
The governance structures for revenue collection, have you established a board, or you are just using your receiver of revenue?
We are using a receiver of revenue chair. We have not established a board. The experience we have is we also try to read of what is happening in the neighborhood, and I don't think the report we are getting from the neighborhood is very good. So we have decided to do it first, and then we also benchmark and see and try to see the case studies on what works best.
Auditor General, in your receiver of revenue reports, we need a better analysis for us to understand these things, because if they have a system which they've developed internally and they've not automated all revenue streams, I think that ought to be an audit finding, because it means that the system is not effective.
Thank you, Chair. Now that we are on the ground, we are going to come up with the analysis of what is happening there. In case there are leakages, we are going to report them. Thank you.
Yes, please. We would like, as a Senate, to get it from the Auditor General, because it's your constitutional mandate, a proper report on the system's environment with regards to collection of on-source revenue, a proper picture on the governance frameworks, whether the receiver of revenues have been appointed properly in accordance with the law, whether the collectors of revenue have been appointed in accordance with the law. We would like to understand whether, in as much as they're saying they own the system, whether there are other expenses relating to the system that then increase the cost of ownership. And this is extremely important for us, because we have seen a county like Kilifi that has been locked up in a very toxic legal battle, because the system was developed, brought to the county, but the system developers had inserted a clause where they were entitled to a percentage of the collections. And when the county challenged that, they went to court. They were able to freeze. I think they got some very dubious orders that allows them to access the county, the collections. In fact, they are paying themselves. The service providers are paying themselves pursuant to some court order that they managed to get. So this thing of saying that we are associated with some developers, they did a system, they've transferred it to us, you must be sure that there are no booby traps like those. And it's the Auditor General who can advise us on it. So again, this report on ROR was fairly short, and it does not give us a good picture of the entire environment as far as revenue collection is concerned. You must also, perhaps as an emphasis of matter, refer to what the CRA says is the revenue potential of Nyeri. Because 600 million, as the governor says, is not the potential. That should form part of an audit report, because the audit report is for improvement. If we don't bring out those things, then they get lost in the cracks.
Yeah, maybe we also need to review what the control of budget, has seen as a potential in the current dispensation. Before, we did not have all these new taxes by the new government because that is already a burden on the populace. So even if we have that potential, you realize that this is a very delicate balance that we must, so that we do not end up overtaxing our people. Even as the vertical area is also very, very, very squeezed, and considering we are politicians, it is important that we look for a balance so that we are able to progress, because we can do it. I will give an example. I know of a neighboring county that raised its own revenue from 200 and something to 700, but their governor is at home today. You see, so even whoever he raised their own source revenue, but now somebody else is now spending that. I was even very worried when I heard that he was one of the consultants in Homa Bay.
Governor, you must distinguish between leaders and politicians. I'm not sure which school you belong to, but for me, I would make the distinction as follows. That a politician thinks about the next election, a leader thinks about the next generation. So don't be a politician, be a leader. Think about that next generation, not the next election. Because you have seen that you can win an election and 2 years later, you are in the village massaging mountains. And so think about the next generation. Honorable members, on this matter of on-source revenue, I think the receiver of revenue reports now, let's talk about the 342 million, which was hospital fees. Yeah. And this is not really hospital fees. This is NHIF rebates. No. And Linda Mama.
They haven't paid us. They still owe us, I think. What is that?
It is all hospital health fund.
That is, yes, it's a health fund.
Yeah.
But it's what is reflected there is the money collected within the hospitals.
No, Governor, in their supporting notes,
yeah,
the 342 is described as hospital health fund.
Yes.
So these would be the NHIF rebates and Linda Mama.
No, what we did, we created a new health fund to ring-fence all the money collected within our level 4 hospitals, because it is no longer swept to the CRF. We did establish that fund. It went through the assembly. We got the legal backing, so it is held within the county under the health fund. And 80% is plowed back into the main hospital, and the 20% is what goes to the level 3s and level 2. So that is the fund that which by that time was 342. I think it's now gone up to around 500. But that also means if we have NHIF payments, they also come to it.
We have a meeting with the ministry that is starting now with regards to this new social health authority and the social health insurance fund. But you as a practitioner, as a governor, as a member of the health committee of the Council of Governors, you used to have some rebates from NHIF, Linda Mama, etc. And a SHA, what do you expect to get?
As we are speaking, I will give an example. In our level 5 hospital, since the onset of SHA, we are owed 278 million Kenya shillings. So far.
278?
8 million.
That is from 1st of October?
Yes. Because every patient who comes with under that gets treatment, but we have to await release of the money from SHA, which is not happening. So it's a big challenge, because if it continues piling, the hospitals are going to run out of supplies, and then we will end up grounding the hospitals.
Are you charging any fee at your facilities under SHA?
Yes, we have charges that have already been stipulated by SHA.
I thought we were moving towards universal health. What do the charges relate to?
Of course, we have a finance bill that is from the county. It indicates everything that we need to charge. So what we charge is what we charge the SHA.
And a poor woman walks into a hospital in Nyeri.
Yes.
So what happens now? But just walk us through, because maybe I don't need to go and listen to the minister. I can listen to you, because you're the governor.
What?
Who's running the facilities?
We
You're the
do not
user.
know whether it is workable, but it is said this way. We have level 2s and level 3 facilities, where registration shall be done of the people that use that facility, and there shall be a 900 per year annual. They call it, what is it? A rebate to the county per person registered, and that is what they envisage that should go towards assisting those that do not have the ability to pay. So we do not know how well it will work, because we are still in the registration process. No money has been brought. So I'll give an example. If in Bita they have a health center, all the populace around that must register at that facility. Then there will be a 900 Kenya per person allocation that will come to the county from the SHA. Then that is what must be used within that small facility. When you go now to because it is a referral system, when this individual is referred to level 4, so they get to level 4, if they are registered, they get treated, the bill goes to SHA. So that is how it is work. We hope it will work that way. But as we have said, none of us has received a shilling from them. But we are continuing to offer services.
So this poor lady or poor man comes to a level 2.
Yes.
Of course, he does not have a pay slip, so
Yes.
he's not getting any deductions.
Yes.
And he's not paying the 500 that used to be paid under NHIF.
Yes.
So basically, he or she is a Kenyan, but is not registered under NHIF.
Yes.
So they come to this level 2. That is where the registration happens.
They should be registered around that.
That is what you call means-based.
Yes.
The means-based
Testing,
assessment.
Yes. Which is also very skilled.
Which determines how much this person is going. It determines whether this person is poor or not.
Yes.
And then it determines how much this person should pay.
Correct.
The minimum being 900 Kenya shillings.
No, 900 is not what they will pay. 900, there is this
900 is a capitation.
capitation, yes, at that level.
So does this poor person, is he required to pay anything to be onboarded to NHIF?
No, in 2 and 3, they are not even supposed to pay for services within level 2 and 3. It is assumed that 900 will take care of.
So registration is free under NHIF.
Yes.
And you can say that as a fact.
Because that's what they are telling us to do at that level.
So what's the outcome of the means-based test?
That one we are yet to find
What do you
out.
do with that information? You've been asked whether you've got a toilet in your house, whether
Yeah.
you've got running water. Because those are the
right.
questions they ask. So once the assessment is done, what is that assessment used to determine?
Payment.
By the patient or by the state?
I am not even aware of what it is. Let me leave it at that.
No, you must help us. You are a member of the health
I am
committee.
a member.
I was with you on 2nd of October, I think so, in Naivasha, when the PS was struggling to explain these things.
Nobody seems to understand.